one of the first things that we do want to focus on is really, what are we talking about here? So here's a very simple definition of performance management. Performance management is a systematic process. What does this mean? It means that it's not haphazard. It's not done in an ad hoc manner, or I just learned a new skill around performance management in a training session. Now let me just go do that. But rather, it is a thoughtful, deliberate process that is ongoing. It involves planning, meaning thinking ahead, mapping it out. It involves monitoring, meaning observing and evaluating. It involves reviewing, meaning that I am evaluating what is going on and trying to determine what seems to be working and at the same time maybe what's not. And it involves improving employee performance, meaning I've got to have conversations. I've got to have checkpoints. I've got to give feedback. I've got to have coaching discussions with people. But there is an ultimate goal for this. Ideally, this all should help people align with what they are doing to the larger organizational goals. As a matter of fact, one of the analogies I commonly hear associated with performance management is taking a trip. And when you decide to take a vacation or take a trip, one of the first things you do is set a destination. You set a goal, where I'm going to go. Then you start to map it out. How am I going to get there? Am I going to drive? Am I going to fly? Maybe there are different cities I'm going to stop in along the way. It's not uncommon. I might get feedback from others around their experience and what they would suggest. Maybe even I've got to change course. I've got to change my travel plans midway through because a flight gets canceled or gets rescheduled. Or maybe I run into car trouble. So if you think about it in that regard, it really is a much more intricate process. This is not just an HR exercise. It is a valuable business process when done effectively.